Why is renewable energy important to you?
That's a good question, Hannah. Renewable energy is important to me because it is an absolute game changer to addressing some of our most fundamental and entrenched environmental problems. When I look at the impact that mining and drilling has on our landscape and on our water, renewable energy solves a lot of those problems. When I look at the impact that burning fossil fuel has on our air quality and on our climate, renewable energy solves a lot of those problems. When I look at the health problems caused by dirty energy, shifting to renewable energy solves those problems. And so I just think it's a incredibly transformative way to solve environmental problems that have been plaguing us really since the Industrial Revolution. And that's why it's really important to me.
And so then how would transitioning to 100% renewable energy affect your life?
Transitioning to 100% renewable energy would affect us personally because, like all Americans, we would see the benefits of renewable energy. And, our family has been aware of those benefits for a while, and we've actually started the transformation locally. So I'm actually standing in front of a ground mount solar array that our family invested in about 5 years ago that powers all the electrical needs of our house and then some. And we're not alone in this. Increasingly in America, we are getting more and more of our energy from clean renewable sources. It's about 10% of our nation's energy mix right now, which is up from just a tiny sliver when I first started working on this issue about 20 years ago. And so the progress that we've seen to date just gives me incredible confidence that we can keep going and move towards a future where not just our electric sector, but really every aspect of our lives is powered by clean renewable energy.
And what's the number one reason that you think we should be investing in 100% renewable energy?
There are many reasons why we should be investing in 100% renewable energy, but for me, my number one reason is the very real and tangible impact that it has on people's health. My youngest son, who is 7 years old now, had a respiratory disease when he was little, and it means that he now, just suffers disproportionately from bad air quality. And I pay close attention to the air quality days here where I live in Western Massachusetts to make sure that it's safe for him to go out and play on the trampoline or go kick a soccer ball around with his friends. In a world powered by 100% renewable energy, parents like me wouldn't have to worry about air quality because we wouldn't have dirty emissions coming out of tailpipes from cars, and we wouldn't have dirty emissions coming out of smokestacks from power plants. Instead, we would get our energy from the rays of the sun and the power of the wind and the warmth of the earth. And that to me is as profound a reason as any why we need to be moving towards 100% renewable energy.
So then what would you tell somebody who isn't sure that 100% renewable energy is the right path for us?
There's no doubt that it takes a little bit of a leap of imagination to imagine every aspect of our lives powered by clean renewable energy. And for people who are still kind of grappling with how that transition might happen or whether it's worth pursuing, I would encourage them to look at the past 20 years and how clean energy has grown and how it has replaced dirty energy sources that degrade our air, that degrade our soil, that pollute our water, and to show that over the course of those 20 years that we've really seen renewables take off, we have seen the costs of those technologies come down. A classic example of this are LED light bulbs. When I was a kid, you couldn't buy an LED light bulb. 10 years ago, you still had to think long and hard about whether you wanted to invest $40 in a, LED light bulb that, granted would be around for about 10 years, and would have much lower costs in terms of operating and lighting your home. So it was still an investment that made sense, but gosh, it felt like an investment. Now, for just a couple of bucks, you can buy an LED light bulb at a hardware store. And so, for people who are skeptical about whether we can move towards 100% renewable energy, the past 10 years should give us the confidence to strive for this vision. Because as we see clean energy grow, the costs come down, and it truly makes it within the reach for every single person in America.
And now here's a bit more of a fun question for you. If you were a form of renewable energy, what do you think you would be?
Gosh, if I personally were a form of renewable energy, I think I would be geothermal energy. I I think I'm by and large a pretty warm person, and the fact that the warmth of the earth can actually create energy to heat our homes kind of feels like you're giving it a big hug, and I'm a big hugger. So I would be geothermal energy if I was a form of renewable energy.
And to any aspiring young people who are working on this issue, what would you say to those people?
For any young people who are trying to advance a vision powered by 100% renewable energy, my biggest advice is to keep the vision in mind and then work in bite sized chunks in whatever way that you can in your lives to advance that vision. So, if you're a fifth grader who believes you want a future powered by 100% renewable energy, talk to your parents about what you can do to reduce energy use in your house. If you're a high schooler who believes in the vision for 100% renewable energy, get together with other students who share that vision and work to convince the administration to put solar on your school. If you are a college student, talk with the leadership at your campus, organize and get your administration to commit to 100% renewable energy. And as a citizen in your society, by all means, vote, and recognize that all those little steps, if we take them together, can help create a tidal wave that will help propel our country and the world towards 100% renewable energy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Johanna. That's all we've got, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much, Hannah. And that is why I am a voice for 100%.